this is going to be a full Spanish one, Mark, right? So, hi Mario, hi Jamie, hi Andres. How are you guys? Good afternoon and welcome on board. And thanks for taking this opportunity to participate in this live streaming with us today. How are you guys?
Good, good.
Great. So, let's do
Very
this.
good. Thank you.
Let's make a quick round. So, I will give you the words, each of you. Mario, maybe you can start and introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Well, as you say, my name is Mario. I'm working as a CMO here at Bayawes. We are a travel tech company trying to revolutionize the hotel industry.
Oh, this is going to be a big expectation. You just
Yeah.
said, Mark, you are going to try revolutionize the entire industry here. It's going to be crazy.
So yeah,
So,
there's a lot of people that we're trying to push it on that direction. Let's see if we can make it.
Yeah.
so good luck. Andres,
Hey, how are you? Thank you again for the invitation. And I like Mario's vision. I work as a head of marketing at Will the World. Our purpose is to make the world accessible. And we also want to do something unique and great, making sure that people with disabilities can travel and explore the world without limits.
amazing. So, another big expectation we have here. And now is your turn, Jamie.
Hello, I'm Jaime. I'm the strategic partnerships manager for Exotica. And Exotica also what it's trying to do is be able to send everybody abroad into these super special destinations such as Peru, Egypt, and all touring long haul destinations in the end.
Amazing. So here is going to be another one. Exotica is already, moving my head around the travel in general. Before we start, I would like to give you also some time to Cynthia to introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. I'm working in HyperGuest in charge of Latin American market, and it's a pleasure to be with you all here today.
Amazing. All right. Thank you, darling. So let's take, a quick look. I have prepared my paper because I have too many panels. I don't remember all the questions, guys. So the theme of this panel is client acquisition and retention. How to avoid price-only competition, right? So client acquisition and retention, how to avoid this price-only competition. I'm going to turn this question directly to all of you guys. Let's start with Mario. You are representing a very interesting OTA model. I'm really interested to understand your point of view on that.
Well, as you say, we are a completely different OTA model. We say, well, we talk about the product later on, but basically what we want to offer or to bring to everybody in the hotel industry for the users is the pay per use. So basically they will go to the hotel, choose the time that they want to get in there, any check-in time, the time that they want to stay over there, and then they pay for the time that they need actually. So that will be a way, obviously, to avoid just the price competition. It's not just competing with the same prices on the room fares, the room night fares, but just choosing the time that you are going to stay, so the time that you are consuming actually. And I would say, like my colleagues in here, we want to not just to compete on price, but offering different experiences. On our case, it will be just mixing some micro stays like the pack of hours that we offer with different experience like accessing to the pool, to the spa, restaurant, terraces, and so on. So it's just more a way of creating a whole package, you see,
See,
different
I see.
experiences rather than based on the pricing.
I see, and of course, comparing your OTA, I don't know many of this kind of business model around. Well, I know a couple of them, but I think first of all, comparing a price on buy hours with another traditional, let's say OTA, is very hard. As you mentioned, so you are selling by slot. So,
Yeah.
and of course, if I'm booking only few hours, how much of the cake is representing compared to the whole day I'm booking to another hotel and trying to compare the price. So it's very hard, of course. But how you taking care of marketing? Of course, you are a big role responsibility in your company. How do you acquire user and how you retain them?
We try to use like a 360 strategy, basically trying to use all the different channels. We are on Google Ads, on Facebook, on Instagram. Even now we jump end of the last year on TikTok. Like what you are doing, guys, in there. TikTok is just for teenagers. Well, in this app that is not only for teenagers. Like nowadays, like people on 25, 35, they are getting into this new social media network. So we need to engage everywhere, everyone, like trying to use different activities and different ways of positioning ourselves. So it's more a way of being over there everywhere as a brand awareness, trying to engage with the users where they are on the go. Like if they are on the airport, trying to connect them at the airport, doing some geofencing or GeoIP, programmatic, any kind of display advertising. If it's app advertising the same, trying to convince them to download the app that is gonna save their life, basically the day for at that point where they are landing in the country for the time they need. And also, once we have them connected, it will be a time of being loyal to them, right? Engaging them.
I see. Let's collect the view from different perspective, guys. So, what about you, Andres? What's your take on that?
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you to the whole Will the World team that is supporting me there. So yeah, I see companies as people. So we are all unique. Cynthia, Mark, Enzo, all the viewers, we are all different. So again, like different companies have different purposes. Our purpose is to make the work accessible and to acquire clients and retain them. We need to have the greatest product that has built for people with disabilities. That's our vision. We have a marketplace, so we need to be taking care of the supply and demand side, and we need to connect. We want to connect with people, and to build this product, we need to do it with them, being fully 100% user-centric company. And also, we need to make sure that as we strongly believe in our purpose, that we take a position of as an authority in accessibility. Everyone that think about accessibility has to think about Will the World. So that's our challenge. And also we need to be very great and very effective in performance, having a fully understanding of people in terms of data. To finish, we need the competition, we need the industry players, because make us push ourselves to become better companies, right?
Jamie, what's your strategy here? How do you acquire and retain customers and avoid your competition?
Well, we have an approach also similar to what they commented. No, we have a 360 approach in terms of acquisition. No, we have Facebook's, Google's. In my case, I the owner of all what is the B2B section, in which, for example, to Latam, we are expanding only into B2B at the minute, together with the North America, that we have a new vertical, let's say, to bring also the advisors, no, the bricks and mortar sort or side of the company, rather than staying only on the online, no. But in order to be able also to maintain them and retain them, I think that the quality of the product is a key, no. In our case, we have products that are built up or crafted with 20 different suppliers, and all can be sold through an online platform, no. You can quote immediately, they can book, they can also rate them, etc. So in the end, having a high quality product, keeping a lot of track on the data for that product, keeping also customers communication always active, I think is key to acquire them, and also them to retain them, no, and that they really feel that you are taking care of them, and their dreams, that is traveling in the end, no. Same, I guess, for Andres, no, that everybody wants to travel in this world. I don't know even one person that say I don't want to travel. no? And that for me it's key, no, to be able to offer them something that they will actually remember for their life. I think it's key in the
Agree.
industry of travel.
Cynthia.
Thank you very much, the three of you. I have been investigating your companies. They are so interesting. When I saw the Wheel the World and I saw an image of a hanging bridge in Costa Rica, I've been there a couple of months ago and I imagined a person in a wheelchair there, and I really think you are doing something great for the world. I have a question for Mario. I have been commercializing technology for hotels for several years, almost a decade already. And each time more, the hoteliers have been asking for tools in order to be able to rent spaces, even either rooms or other kind of spaces per hours. And some years ago, this was something totally unavailable in the market. Like, it was impossible. We were commercializing a booking engine and nobody had any tool in order to rent a space per hour. But it was always like a check-in and the checkout date had to be different. So how has been this changing for you, Mario, in the last, I don't know, decade or years? Have you been finding like every time more demand on these kinds of solutions in the market? Or what has been the change you've been, or the challenge you've been facing so far?
Yeah, well, as you say, it's been challenging, first of all. And you just mentioned a decade. Well, that's exactly what Bayagos has been on the market. Like this year, is our 10th year anniversary. So we've been already here around 10 years. And as you said at the very beginning, people didn't understand what's the business about, what we're trying to do, why you want to offer just hotel rooms for a few hours, how we are going to connect to that, blah, blah, blah. So, well, it's been a long way. Nowadays, thankfully, we can say that last year we beat all the records, even if it was a pandemic year. We did over 130,000 bookings in the whole year. We are in more than 25 countries. How we are trying to connect is obviously talking to hotel chains, independent individual hotels all around the world. Obviously trying to connect to PMS, DTS, and all the different channel managers. Also speaking with HyperGuest, for example, in this case, trying to be, like closer to what the hotels are using, trying to connect to all these bookings and all the different booking engines, So it's another option for them. And now more and more the hotels are understanding that they have a whole room, not just the rooms. We are jumping into meeting rooms or any other spaces that it could be, like slots as a hire. You can hire all these spaces per hours, So we started, I remember on the past, like with 9 hours as well, or different other packages, even more than a day, like 26 hours and so on. Nowadays, we only offer 3, 6, and 12 hours because it's what the people demand, right? Going over the night fare, it doesn't make sense because that's what they want. The people, they only need just few hours in there if that's the case. We will talk about the different use cases later on, but that's how we will be struggling and just trying to connect to them. But nowadays, we have the technology. We became a SaaS, so we are a SaaS now. We are a travel tech company. We don't offer just B2C services, not just for the users, but also it's a B2B and a B2B2C product. So we offer this product to the hotels and also to other travel agency. We already signed up a contract with Sabre in the US, so it's offering the meeting rooms and the hotel rooms to all the different travel agencies that they are working with. So it's expanding everywhere right now. So thanks of all to the technology, basically. So we develop our technology. Our IT team is amazing and is growing and allowing us to connect. And thanks to guys like you, guys like HyperGuest and all the different channels that we can, it allowed us to be connected to the different hotels.
Thank you.
Very
Thank you, Mario.
interesting.
So
Mark?
I think that I have a kind of a similar question, but for that's just for Jaime, because I mean, what Exotica is marketing is usually used to be a product really dependent on traditional brick and mortar tour operator with static grades, static content. Is this something that you are addressing? I mean, what's your take on that? Because I mean, long haul destinations, especially these like big trips. Okay, so how are you handling that? I mean, are you on a position right now where you can mix dynamic inventory together with static, or is it still pretty much static?
Well, that's a really good question. No, in the end, we mix up the different sort of contents. No, we have suppliers in which, for example, they are our land suppliers, which is more static. We also use some channel managers in order to have, for example, longer stays. Let's say you want to stay longer into Lima, for instance. No, once you finish with Peru and I want to stay a couple of days in Lima, you can have that option also with us. And for example, in terms of flights, is dynamic packaging also, no? So, and also we have negotiated rates that are flat, no? So in the end, we combine all these different product strategies or product verticals of many other suppliers to build our products. We have products, short products for 7 nights, 9 days, but we have long products with 36 days, no, in the end, where you can travel, for example, all South America in one package, or Africa from north to south. So in the end, the technology that it was built behind the Exotica website, it's what has gave us this great opportunity to, let's say, democratize a little bit all what it was the long haul products. No, for example, when you used to go to a bricks and mortar travel agency, no, it used to take you like a week or 2 weeks in order to just get the quote. And with that quote, you had to go back to them, speak, make any changes, make I don't know, add some excursions, upgrades, or whatever you wanted to have on your trip. No, in the end, with our platform, what you and the technology we are using, what you are able to do, it's all that in just a bunch of clicks. So in 5 minutes, you can have your huge package or your quote. You can make the booking, or you can give us a call. In the end, that's key. No, the technology, I think nowadays, it's what allows us all to be able to create these awesome companies, to create by hours and be connected with all the different hotels in the world, with us to be able to offer all the packages with all the suppliers that we use, and so on. No? So in the end, technology is key and product is key also.
And the client is the king.
And the client
Is
is
the
the
king.
key. If you have, I think personally, and in Exotica, my one belief that we have is that if you combine a great product with a customer service and with the technology you need to actually offer that product, the customer in the end will be looking forward to working with you, no, or to make a booking with you, or to actually put his dream travel in your hands.
Got you. Got you. Andrea,
Yes.
so we discussed a little bit initially about how to avoid price competition, retention, but loyalty seems to be a pending point yet. So, and there is not much, it's not easy also to build a loyalty, let's say, strategy in order to retain. But as we know, acquiring a customer is very expensive. Retain customer might be cheaper, right? So apart from discounted rate, what can an OTA offer in this perspective?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think like we need to make sure that we are connecting first emotionally with people by offering the best service possible. In our case, we saw a huge gap in the travel industry because the accessibility information is not available for people with disabilities. So if you go to willtheworld.com, you can build your own accessibility profile where you can fill out your accessibility needs. So we understand what you need while you are traveling. So that's a strong point from our perspective where we can generate and connect with people. So we reduce their uncertainty, telling them like, we understand you, we are gonna do everything possible to make sure that you will live an accessible experience, right? That's one side. The other side is we really believe that besides having this product, our booking platform, where we allow people to find and book accessible experiences, we need to contribute to society. And in that way, people will support us as a brand because they feel identified, right? We have our impact team where we generate accessibility through impact projects. So let's say we go to Chile or United States and we see there is a gap in infrastructure somewhere, we work with communities and we make it possible and we provide accessible infrastructure. So I think later on, also building your product with the feedback of your customers, working hand by hand all the time. We have to like our project called Will the World Insiders, where we ask people for feedback constantly because what we are doing is totally new. So we need people perspective of how was their experience, so we can get it and execute it with the goal of building again this product that has to talk by itself.
Gotcha. And of course, your perspective it's a little bit different, of course, from Jamie and Mario because you are practically targeting a specific niche market, and of course, automatically this market, until you are providing the right offer, they automatically become loyal to your brand, right? That's
Mhm.
your, I think. And how Mario, are you building? Do you have any loyalty program? I mean, do you taking care of this particular aspect also the booking process? I mean, it's obvious that retaining and repeating customer are cheaper. So what's your plan on that?
Will do. I mean, you just say that it's cheaper, but to me, I always say that it costs you money to acquire clients, but it costs you more money to keep the clients actually. Because i- if you lose one of the clients, I mean, you will be dying slowly, you know. So it's even more important to keep your clients close to you, and we try to engage with these clients obviously via all the different communications. At the end of the day, as Andres say, it's just about being in touch with them, listening to them, what they want, what they want to see on their communications, be on the trend. Our clients, for example, they want to see the new hotels that they just joined to our family, basically. Or if it's the spring season now, are going to be terraces and pool or whatever at the hotel, so they can go and enjoy there. What new plans they have in there. But also, we try to develop a loyalty program where the users are going to be accumulating points basically. So the more they book, they get more book and more points, and they cannot just use it on other bookings as a discount, but also in different shops. But we have different partnerships like Amazon or any other, like where they can spend these points. So it's different ways that you're trying to tweak and see how they are happy with, and also be like faithful with them. That we have some clients that they've been booking in a whole month like 12 times in a month. It's like, wow, they deserve something. Obviously, you see, you have to
In
be
total, how many hours they booked?
exactly.
That great point. I like the approach of crossing the loyalty program, not
Yeah,
only by offering the user to come back again and again on using and purchasing and booking whatever through our platform, also using these accumulated points to spend
yeah,
money wherever they need. I think this is the future for sure, because to retain a customer, it's something that you will be able to do only when you provide them the same time the flexibility and the freedom, right? So
yeah,
I want to give you back some money, but not just because you're coming back to book my on my platform. You can use those money also somewhere else. I think this cross
exactly.
marketing approach is going to be great and successful for sure. I can imagine, me traveling and using back again this platform, but maybe using the points to purchase the flight ticket, or going to Amazon and buy some product services, or actually spending those money on the destination. I mean, from that perspective, for sure, we might have much more cooperation, in particular within the destination. So,
But that's the thing. I think for me is that you all guys think about what do you want as a user, right? So that's why, as Andres said before, like we had to ask our users, what do you want? And then you will have service. I mean, you can do service every month or every year or whatever, but they will give you the answers and then say, right, we didn't think about that. Shall we try? Then you try. If it doesn't work after a few weeks, then try something else. But at the end of the day, they will give you some direction, so where we should go. So
and yeah, you were saying something, Andres?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And also, I think it's important that we have the ability to measure, right? To track,
yeah,
to learn and execute. And that's a cycle that we need to do it all the time because, in general, like new startups, new companies, what we are providing are unique solutions that haven't been created before. So we need to test, we need to try, and we need to measure to do it again and improve our product.
definitely.
Indeed. Yeah.
Jamie, and how do you approach this aspect of loyalty? Do you have any
Well, I do
specific
agree with
program?
Mario. I do agree with Mario and Andres. No, in the end, you need to be in direct contact with your customers. You need to be hearing them. You need to be able to take actions once you see that feedback. No, in our case, we maintain a really close feedback approach with all our customers. We send them different communications. We maintain them engaged, both no pre-travel and post-travel, and of course we ask them about all the different points of our products. No, as I mentioned before, we have a lot of different suppliers inside one of our products. So in the end, we need to know exactly if the hotel was correct, if the guides were correct, if the pickup times were correct, and all that experiences. When I think that the customer feels that you are with them, that you are helping them, and that you take care of them, it's super important. And as Andre was mentioning before, no, being able to get all that feedback, have it organized, be able to use that feedback to take any approach is key. No, because you can have as many feedback as you want, but if you are not able to build it, no, or to actually be able to take actions with that feedback, is not going to be worth it. No, so in the end, in Exotica also we have what we call the NPS approach, in which we are all the managers of the company together with all the stakeholders for the product, and we have a Slack group. We have meetings about the NPSs, weekly meetings. We check every product, and we talk to our suppliers to be able to make any modifications that in the end it hasn't been the what our customers were expecting. No, and meeting those expectations, for me, I think it's also key to retaining them. No, also if they have got any issues in any part of their travel, that you are able to explain them what has happened, why it has happened, what are you going to do to not happening again. No, and that's the correct approach. No, also that human touch that sometimes is missing, we think is key. No, for example, we don't use a bot in Exotica. It's always a human being behind our WhatsApp, behind our phone lines. And what we are developing now, or we have already launched it a month ago, 3 weeks ago. It's a traveling app. So we have launched an app for tracing all our customers, where they are, in which hotels. They can see all the itineraries, their schedules. They can see everything on the app, and be also providing us direct feedback on the destination. No, and I think those pieces are important, to be able to hear them and to be able to make them feel that they are being taken care. It's super important in the travel industry.
Totally
Agree.
agree with you. Totally agree with you. So
Uh,
now let's do something. Yeah, sorry. You wanted to add something?
well, I was about to ask Jaime if he is he keeping the cookies as well of the client on that process.
It's hard, yeah, and it's getting harder every day that it passes with all the different privacy policies that
It is
all the different how you say all the different companies
the
are having,
laws and
as
yeah.
Google, well, iPhone, iOS, etc. No, so it's getting harder, but yeah, in the end, as every tech company does, no, you need to be or trying to use all the information that you can.
Definitely.
Quick one. This is just for curiosity. How artificial intelligence play a role within this particular aspect?
That's for me or for.
The three of you.
In
That's
our case, we don't use artificial technology yet. I'm not an expert on artificial technology, but I think it's all about information. Being able to use as much information as you can. No? Artificial technology, in our case, maybe it's harder because of the different suppliers, because of everything, but for sure it's gonna be a key role in the future of any company or any tech company in the end. We'll see. We'll see.
I agree with Jaime. It's all about the information. For me, artificial intelligence is how we use the data we have. So if we can really understand who our customers are, what they want, what they are looking for, their expectations, then we have the ability to personalize and deliver automated content in every point of their customer journey. So we can have a messaging strategy specifically for specific people, right? So we are not interrupting them while they are searching for experiences, right? But the opposite, we add them value, and that's what we want, right? Add value so they can have a great experience.
Got you. So let's do some. Mario, what's your take on that? Is
Same here.
high
I mean,
hours structure on artificial intelligence?
we use artificial intelligence in the way of the marketing automation. So within all the platforms, and obviously we use BI platforms to analyze as Andres said, the whole funnel and analyzing the whole data, trying to understand the customer journey and how we've been, the using or how was the performance on all the Google, Facebook, and so on the platforms, and then how we can engage them on the later level, on the later stages, and so on. As such, on the website, yes, we use different algorithms as well to try to promote different hotels based on different factors. But in terms of bots, we don't use them, or all the other type of intelligence that they could be managed by AI. I mean, it will be given by the platforms basically, but not as much. For me, is as Jaime and Andres say, is more about understanding, talking to the users, talking to the people, and all of us trying to. I mean, Slack. You mentioned Slack. We have I don't know how many groups of Slack we have here to try to comment every single fact, right? But yeah.
That's great, Mario. I mean, this is the first time I do a live streaming. I heard two companies in the same panel saying that they are not using bots, and to be honest, I'm happy for that.
I mean,
I hate
not
bots.
saying that they are bad. It's just that you have to be careful, obviously. And
Sure.
sometimes the customer service bot, you have to program it well done to be able to answer all the tricky questions a customer will have. And I cannot imagine like Andres in Will the World, like would be like really difficult questions to answer in terms of can we go there with this wheelchair and blah blah blah, how we enter the plane or how we go to that place on Lima that Cynthia mentioned. Like it will be quite difficult to to program that for a bot. So
Now I'm curious, guys. I will give you a few minutes, each of you, and I would like to, make sure you can give some kind of product pitch presentation of your company. You can share from your screen, a slide, or directly on your platform. Shall we start with Jamie? Maybe.
Perfect. So, well, I was going to prepare some slides, but I decided to go rather on that, go directly to the website. That in
Okay.
the
Let's.
end, it's something that everybody can understand super clear and can see the funnel that Exotica uses for all our customers in the end, B2B or B2C. No, and as you can see, this is the homepage in which you have different areas of the world. You can choose. We have 60 different destinations and more than 300 different itineraries, so you can really see anything you really want. For example, having Cynthia here, let's go to Argentina, for instance. And in this case, we have different products inside Argentina, like Argentina only. You have also Argentina, Brazil, in which you can see, for example, or what you are, the travel that you are doing, or the itinerary. You can have as a many different Argentinas, or then a lot of different combinations, no? For South America, for instance, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, Argentina and Brazil, Brazil, Argentina, Peru, and Ecuador, for instance, in 29 days. And if we go to this one, that it's a pretty complex product to follow, to what I was mentioning before, using many different suppliers, no? In the end, with this, you can see then a huge description, no? That it's key, with all what would be the different pictures. Here below, you can have all the different highlights that you will see, a little pitch about what you are going to see throughout this trip, that with the map, you can see that it's going to be pretty long. And also you can have all the different description, that for us is also key in our product, is to be able to have as much accurate information as possible within each of the days, no? It's important to see that you have different excursions included, but also you have different optionals that you can actually buy on a next step, no? As I was mentioning, super easy following. You can see the prices, or you can get a quote directly on a PDF. If you want to see the prices, for example, let's go to something like New York. In this case, you just click. Now it's not going to work. And then you have the
Classic live
map.
demo.
Yeah. It's really curious also to see that we can offer in some of our itineraries more than 12 months traveling window. So this is also one competitive advantage that we have. It's that we offer some of our trips, about 80% of the portfolio, with 24-month traveling window. And in about 90% of the product portfolio that we have, we can actually sell everyday tours. So you can depart almost every day of the week, no? That it's something that in long haul touring sort of products is tough. Then you have different upgrades, superior, for instance, and you have all the different optional excursions that you have. You can choose also from any of the optionals that you would like, and then with continue, you are already in what would be the passengers information. So you just click on the passengers detail, fill up, continue, and actually it opens already to make the payment and make the actual booking. So as we could see, you can actually make your dream trip of all South America in 3, 4, 5 minutes. Did I went too long?
Ah, that's great. That's great. Thank you.
Or
Now
once
let's
you have
move.
this, download a PDF with your itinerary, so you speak with your couple and decide to make the trip or not.
I will do the trip for sure.
Me too. I want to have 28 days to be able to do one of these long trips.
All right. So should we move to next Mario? Maybe.
Okay, I'll share the screen.
Very interesting. I'm gonna plan a trip to Argentina so I can visit my friend Cynthia. All right, here we are. Go ahead.
Right, so as Jaime said, well, I prepared some slides, but it will be easier if we go through the website as well. So just to mention, basically, Buy Hours is the first online platform, and also an app where you can book hotels just per hours. So we have 3, 6, or 12 hours. So on this way, you only pay for the time that you need, right? You have an introduction here that we have more than 600 destinations, so that will mean around 25 countries. We are in EMEA, in LATAM, in the Middle East, slowly introducing also in the US. So we have some few hotels in LA and New York, but not yet, getting slow there. So mostly I would say is Europe and LATAM, as I mentioned before. We have the searcher here that we go in a bit, and then, well, the main messages or claims that we have for our users is that you can decide the check-in and the check-out time, enjoy all the services including within the hotel. So booking via by hours is the same as booking on the hotel website or in any other platform. And then you have immediate confirmation, and you can cancel for free up to 24 hours before entering the reservation, basically. Also, as I mentioned before, you have the meeting rooms here, so you can book a meeting room of the hotel. And then we have the different cases or use cases, right? So you might be in a business trip, and then imagine that you do, for example, Madrid, Barcelona. You arrive late in the night to the city around 10 o'clock, and then you might leave at 6 o'clock in the morning because you have another meeting in the other side of the city. So you are not going to be more than 12 hours there. So why you should pay the whole night if you are not going to stay more than 12 hours or even, less than that? On other times, you might be relocated on your travel, on your trip. You need to do a layover or so on. It might be 6 hours connection to the next trip, to the next flight, even longer. So instead of being at the airport, you can go to the nearby hotel and then relax for a bit in there, take a shower or whatever. Also, if you want, after the pandemic, we detected that so many local people, they wasn't able to travel. Obviously, we couldn't travel up to like a year ago, nearly, like out of your country. So stay in your city for a bit, just enjoy your micro vacation, as we call it, micro holidays. And then go to discover one of those hotels that you walk by like nearly every day and you didn't realize, or you don't want to go there because you live in that city. So it's another way to discover your city, have some time for you and your couple, for example. Then you can go and disconnect to the, relax in there, go to the hotel, go to the spa, to the swimming pool, whatever is the amenities and facilities they have at the hotel. As we say, we are in the main cities. We go through a search now, the app that we have, and we work with the main chain hotel companies in the world. So NH, Hilton, Marriott, Hyatt, you name it. Okay. So we usually work with 3, 4, 5-star hotels. Let's say we want to go to Barcelona tomorrow, either 3, 6, 12 hours. We go for it, and it will show you the hotels that are available for tomorrow for the 3-hour packages. You have all the check-in times in here. You have the map here that you can choose. Then you will go to the whatever is the hotel you want, guys. Let's go to the NH, for example. And then it will give you some information about the hotel, the services, the extras they have, if there is a promotion on there. So you have this double room promo with an extra hour for free. So you can book it, check the time that you want to get in. Usually, what is the check-in time? Around 2, 3 o'clock. So with us, you can enter 8 o'clock in the morning if you want. You want parking, you want a bottle of champagne, another extra hour, or just as it is. And then you have the checkout in here. You will finish it, get the confirmation on your email or in your app, and that's it. End of the story.
That's great.
Easy.
That's great. I like it. I like it. I think I used your app before we met, Mario.
Mhm.
I think I was in the
How was the
middle of.
experience?
Yeah, no, it's great. Especially, I would say that this kind of app is very leisure oriented. So, kind of, travelers are moving for business, but also for leisure, and they need some break in the middle of an appointment, and the next
Exactly.
one. So that would be a great one. So cool, very interesting.
That's it.
Right, Jamie, it's your turn. Sorry, Andres.
Mine. I take a few minutes. So
Sure, and then we can move to the last panel. We are almost at the end of the day.
yeah. I like we are in the dreaming day because can you see my screen?
Yes, we are.
One day we dreamed to go to Patagonia with a wheelchair user, Alvaro, one of Will the World founders, right? And everyone says that was impossible. And we did it. So feel very proud about it. And we found a gap. As I said before, accessibility information is not aligned. Accessibility needs differ for each person, and current solutions don't guarantee accessibility. That's why we came up with this booking platform, which is 100% focused in accessibility. It works as any booking platform, right? We have more than 100 destinations around the world, and we offer places to stay, things to do, and multi-day trips. Then I invite you to watch this video, which is amazing. Then you do your sign up, right? And we will ask you to build your accessibility profile. So you will be answering questions like what type of traveler are you? Which category does your disability fall? Do you generally need to hire a caregiver when traveling so we can have a full picture? Because one main point of our value proposition is to make sure that people will live an accessible experience, right? And having this information is crucial to make that happen. Then let's say you want to go to Rome, you search for Rome, right? And then you will get to Rome landing page, and you will see the different products. If you want to go to highlights of Rome, you will see it like this. All our material and audio visual content is created by us. And you will see like also, which is great, all the accessibility information, because accessibility is relative. Two people can have the same disability but can require completely different accessibility needs. So our idea is to empower people. So before taking the decision, they can see what they have, right? What's the door width, head of the type of shower, right? So they know what they will face before traveling, and then start, as Jamie and Mario show, like as a normal process of requesting and booking an experience.
Amazing. I mean, that's a very great initiative in general, Andres.
Thank you.
Actually, I heard a lot, people having this kind of, trouble finding the right place to book this particular type of accommodation and services. I hope in Crossfinger you become the main point of reference worldwide. So, is any particular market you are mainly working with, or you are going globally?
Yeah,
Sorry, I get it.
yeah. The next 18 months, we are 100% focused in the US market. We believe that positioning Will the World there, it will allow us to scale globally. We are focusing people with disabilities and seniors because in a moment of our lives, all of us will require some accessibility needs. So working for accessibility is working for us in the future.
Amazing. All right, guys. I just want to take this moment to say thanks again for taking part of this first day of Distribution 2.0. Really appreciate your contribution. Thanks, Mario. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Andres. And see you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you
much.
very much.